Hey everybody, EnderCreeper997 here with another Minecraft video. Um, so I know last time I said, oh, the audio is so much better. No, it's not. It's basically exactly the same as before, so I apologize for that, but today we're going to be doing some cool tips and tricks that you may not have known in Minecraft. So, the first one is actually pretty useful for if you're starting a new survival mode world. If you can't find like coal anywhere, then like you need some sort of fuel source for a furnace or for a I don't know, your torches or something like that, you can actually get like logs. So if we just get these logs right here, you can pretend that this coal is something else like wood, but you can actually burn the logs and it'll give you charcoal, which then you can use in your furnace, or you can use like as a torch. You can make it into like, yeah, your torch or something. And so it's actually really useful for beginning game. And another cool trick, which a lot of people probably already know, but there's some people who don't, is you can smelt sand into glass with a furnace. So you just put it in, and you see right there, it's gonna turn into glass, which I think is pretty cool. In real life, that's how glass is made. But yeah, so that can be pretty useful for if you want windows or something in your house. And then an easy way to get some food without having to like go kill animals or farm, although you might have to farm a little bit, but you can smelt kelp into dried kelp and then you can eat that. You can also make a dried kelp block, which then can be used as a fuel source as well. Not sure if you can. Yeah, you can eat this in creative mode. But it only does, I believe, one hunger bar. So I mean, it's not the most efficient, but it's still useful if you're in a pinch. But the next trick, I'm not sure why you would want to do this, but you can take your iron sword and you can actually smelt it into iron nuggets. And you can do the same thing with gold swords into gold nuggets. Now, you can't do this with diamond swords or stone swords, but yeah, I think that's a funny little thing you can do. And like maybe like your friend has a really good sword that's like enchanted and everything, it's iron for some reason, and you just want to like prank them, so you just, I don't know, burn their sword. Anyways, the next thing, let me just get like a random ore or something. Wait, I think I actually have some in here. But yeah, the next thing is you can use a lava bucket. You can use a lava bucket as fuel, and it will smelt 100 blocks. So this single lava bucket will smelt this whole stack of iron ore. So we'll come back to that later, and you'll see that it'll have smelted a bunch, but then it won't have like run out. But the next thing is, if you want to get bricks, actually wait, no, I'm wrong. If you want to get terracotta, which is a very good decoration block, all you got to do is put clay into a furnace. I know I'm doing a lot of furnace things, but yeah, you put clay into a furnace, and if you want bricks, I believe, I guess I thought it would make bricks at first. I believe you just get clay, you just get like normal clay block, and you put that in. Yeah, there we go, and it makes bricks. So that's how you get bricks, and all you need to do to get normal clay is just go out and in rivers or something and find some clay and dig it up. And the next thing is, if you're wanting to make something green, like a green bed or a green wool to make a wall or carpet or something, and you can't figure out how to make green dye, all you need to do is smelt a cactus. And if you want light green dye, you just combine the green dye with the white dye, lily of the valley. So yeah. Last furnace thing. This is actually a really cool trick. So, you know how if you use a sponge, it soaks up all the water? Well, and then it's a wet sponge. But then what are you going to do with the wet sponge? Because you can't turn it into a dry sponge again and soak up more water, right? Well, that's actually not true. What you want to do is you want to put one piece of fuel into the slot, and I mean, it probably has to be at least enough to smelt one block. But what you want to do then is you put the wet sponge in, it consumes the fuel, and then you put the bucket in the fuel slot, so it'll give you a normal dry sponge. And if you don't put the bucket in, then it'll still be a dry sponge. It just won't, you won't get water from it. But yeah, if you put the bucket in the fuel slot, then you get a water bucket, so you're kind of recycling in a way. But yeah, moving on from the furnaces for now. The next thing is there's a new block in new thing in 1.14, the new 1.14 update called a campfire. So if you see, it's just right here in the creative mode inventory. But you know, and I do have fire spreads on in this world. But you know how if you do some netherrack with some like fire, it'll make a nice little fireplace for you. But if you have any wood near it, it'll just burn the wood down. Well, that's not exactly true with the campfire. So if you can see, if we just like put this right here and wait for a second. Yeah, see, it'll start setting the wood on fire. But if you have a campfire and you put wood next to it, let's just put some wood there, it will not burn the wood at all. The campfire does not burn wood. And it makes some cool smoke that you can use in other builds. Maybe I'll show a few build hacks or something like that in a little while. Maybe next episode or something. But yeah, we'll come back to that in a minute. Oh, so laggy. And see if it's burned down. But the next thing is you can actually cook your food on a campfire. And you can do 4 at a time. But yeah, so if you just wait a minute, it cooks all 4 of the food. And then it's like kind of a faster way to cook food, but the real fastest way is with the new, I believe it's the smoker. And yeah, it's really good, really cooks food really fast. But this is cool too. It's like if you're going on a pretend camping trip, you can just get your cooked chicken and yeah. Oh man, I broke it. Next thing is an enchantment table. Now, enchantment tables are really cool. For those of you who don't know how to craft it, it's in this little grid right here. You have, whoops. Sorry. You have 4 obsidian and a kind of upside down T, 2 diamonds on the side and a book on the top, and it gives you an enchantment table. Now you can use the enchantment table to get really cool enchantments, but you need lapis lazuli to do it, because if you can see, I mean, I'm in creative mode so I can do it automatically, but if you were in survival mode and you wanted like unbreaking, which makes it so the durability lasts longer, you put the lapis in and then you can do it. And then you have an even better diamond sword, which is pretty cool. So just in case you didn't know how to use enchantment table, now you can see over there the campfire still hasn't burned down. Oh crap, I broke that. It still hasn't burned down the wood, so that just proves that yeah, they don't burn down. But this is actually a really cool thing. Since the enchantment table is made out of obsidian, you can't blow it up, which I think is a pretty cool little perk, which would be nice if, like, you have a small house with your enchantment table. Whoa, so much lag. But yeah, you have your little enchantment table, and they actually give off light now. I actually didn't know that. But yeah, it's the creeper, pretend this is a creeper, blows up everything else, but your enchantment table is fine, so it's not wasted diamonds and obsidian and time. But yeah, on to the next thing. We actually still have a few more things to go before we finish up. Yeah, so you can also rarely, I'm not really able to show it, but if you do enchant something with your enchantment table, there's a small chance of getting a little bonus enchantment along with it. Now, this is a cool thing. If you want to get these fish, and like you want to pick them up and get them in a fish tank, but you can't figure out how to get them in your fish tank, all you need to do to get a bucket of them is scoop them up with there we go. Sorry, is to scoop them up with a bucket of water. It can't be an empty bucket. It has to be a bucket full of water. And then you get like a bucket of puffer fish or whatever fish that you need, cod or salmon or whatever it is. But yeah, if you want to make a fish tank and you can't get your fish in there, then that's what you need to do. Now let's move on with the cauldrons. If you fill them up with water and then you dye them, it makes it look like it's been used, if you know what I mean. If you want to make this into, like, I don't know, a toilet or something like that, or a sink, like you're washing your dishes and one of it had mustard all over it. But it's not just yellow. You can do it with any dye. You can do it with blue or red or whatever you want it to be. Although you need to do it a few times to get the full color if it's already been dyed something. Or it'll just be like a weird color. Now this here is a beacon. And they're very hard to make. You need a nether star, which you can only get from killing the Wither, which is a mini boss. But beacons are actually really cool in their use. They can be used to give you some little perks like mining faster or jumping higher. And the way you use them is you can use either a block of gold or iron or emerald or diamond. It doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna use gold. But you have to do a 3x3 square, and then you put the beacon on top, and it shoots a light into the sky. And then you can also make it bigger, like you can make it like this. Whoa. But yeah, you can make it even bigger. So there's 2 layers. So if you can see, you can do this, and then you just do that, and then it's taller, but the maximum is, I think, 4 layers. So you just do a bigger layer each time. And it has to be completely full or it won't work. But yeah, you can use the beacon to give yourself little perks like mining faster, as I said before. And all you gotta do is you can get gold, a gold ingot, an iron ingot, an emerald, or a diamond. I'm gonna use a diamond. And you click on it, and then you put the diamond in, and see with 4, you get a secondary power. But you can choose. You can do haste, you can do jump boost, you can do resistance. I'm gonna do haste, and then that uses it. And then if you can see, you get haste. And whenever you're around it, it gives you haste, so you can mine faster. That's what haste is. Now, sorry, it's very rainy and dark. Let's just set it to day and turn off the rain. Okay, and now you may have heard of a thing called a conduit, and this is how you craft it. You need a heart of the sea in the middle, which you can only get from hidden treasure chests, which are kind of hard to get. You can look it up. And you need nautilus shells from fishing them or trading them or defeating a drowned. And then you get a conduit. And the way you use a conduit is you actually need a bunch of prismarine, which you can only get from ocean temples. And ocean temples are pretty rare, and you have to defeat all 3 elder guardians, and it's complicated. But how you use them is you have to be underwater, and you like swim down to the bottom. And then what you want to do is you want to make a little like pillar and put the conduit on top. Break that one. And then you build around it. Here, let's just fly. And you build around it in a little square-ish shape. And then you build up and then go around in like a box shape. And then once there's enough prismarine, you can actually it will activate, and then what it does is it gives you, I believe it's literally called conduit power. And what it does is it lets you breathe underwater. Yeah, there we go. See, it's activated. It actually looks really cool too. But what it does is it lets you, yeah, conduit power. It lets you breathe underwater, gives you night vision underwater, and yeah, it's just super useful for like if you want to build underwater or just swim or whatever you want to do. But it makes it so much easier to just do stuff underwater. Although it's very difficult to make and it's very expensive, but it's definitely worth it. That's for sure. Yeah. And then you can like make fancy designs. I'm just gonna leave one hole in the top just in case. But yeah, that is, and see, it runs out when you get out of the water. And there's a certain like radius it has, so if you swim far enough away it will deactivate. But I believe that is all we have time for today. So thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate it. If you could maybe leave a like and subscribe and ring the bell to get notifications for when I post my next video. I hope this was helpful for your Minecraft survival mode experience, and I will see you all next time. Bye!